All right.
Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? Welcome to another Live at 5. Of course, it is Tuesday, August the 2nd, if you can believe it. Oh my God. Another great interview with Online Success Made Simple. I am your host, Takija Wyatt, and of course, my beautiful co-host, Daria Jackson Legonier from New York, New York. Hey, hey, hey. Hey
Yeah.
guys, if you're watching us live, go ahead and hit hashtag live. Please
Yeah.
let us know where you're coming in from, where you're viewing us from. We'd like to see where people are watching us from. And if you're watching this at a later date, go ahead and hit hashtag replay and also let us know where you're tuning in from. We love it, guys. Up above, you're going to see a link that says StreamYard.com/Facebook. You want to go ahead and click that link, and that is going to give StreamYard and Facebook permission to work together to show your Facebook profile picture and name. So when you leave a comment, we can post it down here, and your beautiful face or handsome face will show up.
Exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, we're going to get started today with this interview. Derry, you want to go ahead and introduce our guest?
All right. All right. All right. Hey, what's going on, Valerie? Great to see you, my love. Good to see you. Good to see you from another Floridian in the house.
Yes.
Also, before I get started, I just want to say hello to everyone that's viewing on our Facebook page and also on YouTube. Hello, 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 everybody. So, everybody, I am super excited today for this interview. This brother right here is a good friend. I got to tell you guys a little story. He also does this business with his wife. So this is Stephen Rachel, y'all, and like I said, we've been friends for a while. We even been called twins.
I remember that. That was a
Yes.
while back. Wow, yeah, I remember that.
We were in an opportunity together a few years back, and him and his wife were getting accolades on stage. They do it up, y'all. When I say do it up, they do it up. They are the dynamic duo. And one day Willie and I were in the elevator, and another couple, they were like, "Congratulations! Oh my God, that was you on stage." And we were like, "Well, no, that wasn't us." But you
I
know
see the
what?
resemblance. I
Right,
see the resemblance. Yes.
right. And we said, "Well, you know what? We don't mind, being mistaken for that couple because they are the bomb."
Yes.
So
Yes.
ever since then, we were like, "Okay, our
Vice
twins."
versa.
Yeah.
Yes, and make sure
Mm.
you tell Lanacia I said what's up.
I
Tell her
will.
that
I will.
and we would like to have her on as well because her story will be slightly different than yours because she does, what she does, for
Hmm.
your business. So definitely, we want to hear her perspective of it. But just a little bit about Steven, y'all. He has been a successful, well, him and his wife have been a successful seven-figure earners, marketers for 10 years, for over 10 years. And they focus on video marketing, y'all. Okay. And this was before reels, this was before stories. They were doing
Hmm.
it up back then. And I was blown away at their videos back then. Um, so they create robust marketing systems, and Steven's expertise is in creating marketing and training material, y'all. While his
Mm.
wife Lanacia is the expert in web design, and I've seen her work. She's
Hmm.
she's fierce. She's fierce, y'all, and she does coding and creates highly effective marketing platforms. So, Online Success Made Simple will definitely be picking your brains to hook us up with a little something, something, something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, they are both mentors to me as well. and they are passionate in supporting, motivating, inspiring others, and wanting to achieve their dreams and using the internet. So before we give Stephen his first question, I do have to tell a story.
Uh-oh.
So this was like, you probably know what I'm going to
There
say.
it is.
So this was like we were all no, I don't think you were in that. But actually you were in that company, but you weren't really active, but you were in it. So we were all in this company together.
Right.
Happened to be in Vegas, me and Will at an event. And Steven at that time was living in Vegas, right? Our flight got canceled. We were getting ready to go home. And the blessing in being in this business is that another business partner said, "Hey, don't worry about it. Take our room. We're getting ready to leave." So it was like we were stranded in Vegas, ready to go home, couldn't go home, was blessed with a hotel room. And then we were like, okay, so what are we going to do? Because when it's time to go home, it's time to go home, right?
Right.
So we were already in that going home mode. And we called up Stephen and Lanacia. It was like, "Can you come get us, please?" And they came and got us, and they took us home and just, showed us around, and we hung out with them for the day. And we didn't really know each other that well at that time. And that's what this business does. But because we were in the same opportunity, we've been around each other on trainings, and we've seen each other at a few what you call those events in person. You feel like, okay, I know them, I'm familiar with them. And that's what made us feel comfortable to reach out. And then for you to feel comfortable to let us into your home, bring us to your home. You didn't have to do that. So
yes, we
we're
did.
all
we had that's what we do. People in town we know that we love and respect. Hey, we got to show them around.
well, you
Absolutely.
definitely did that. You did that. And we had an amazing time. We got to know each other a little better. And it was just amazing. It was just amazing. You guys let us in a little bit into your private life, and we shared as well. And it was an amazing time. I mean, and they were working, so they was like, "Hey, we got to do our thing. We'll be upstairs in the office doing it up." And we was like, "Go, do you? We just glad to be here, and then we got to see what the laptop lifestyle was through them, because they were doing this thing full time back then. Stephen had already quit his job, Lanacia, and they were doing their thing, and they already had their schedule laid out. Because remember, we talked to you guys about scheduling and knowing what your DMO was, and they were able to fit us in the middle of their DMO because they got it done. Whatever it was that they needed to do. At the same time, they were able to accommodate us. So that's what this industry allows us to do, guys. And this is what we're all striving for, to be able to live the life that we want on our own terms,
Absolutely.
Without punching a clock, without asking for time off. Because if Stephen was at a job or Lanacia was at a job, they would have been like, "Well, I don't know what you're going to do because I don't get off to 4 o'clock." But they were like, "Bet, I'll be there. We'll be there such and such a time. Me and Will had breakfast, whatever." And he was downstairs. Let's go. So that was
awesome.
yeah, it was. It really was. And it seemed like it was just yesterday, but it was a while ago.
Yeah, that was definitely some years ago. But it was definitely an exciting time for sure to get a chance to meet you guys even more, to get to know. I felt like we already knew each other, but that was that definitely gave us a little bit more information about each other, and we've been friends ever since. So that's always been awesome.
Yes. So I said, we want to interview some really credible people that's going to keep it real. And I said, I'm going to reach out to Steven. And it took us a little while to hook up, but
yeah, we're here.
We got it. We got it.
Absolutely.
We got it done.
Yes.
I'm just so glad that you said yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So
Hmm.
I'm going to
Absolutely.
get on with the first question. So the first question is, I want you to share with our viewers what made you decide to come online in the first place.
Um, because one, I was a introvert in regards of, yeah, I get anxiety trying to talk to strangers. Back in
Mm,
the day when in network marketing, and because me and Lacey have been doing this stuff for years, and we've been able to make some money, not full time money. Back in the
mm,
day, you make $100 this month, $25 this month, that kind of money, just enough to know that it's real, and just got to figure out how can I get more of those $100 payments a little bit
right,
quicker. And
right.
but I wasn't I was never really good at just going out and talking to people at Walmart or at the mall or at the grocery store in the line. That was never really my style. I tried to do a lot of that, but I just felt like the internet, I would be able to go through bigger numbers much easier. and
Mm,
and
Yeah.
and so that's what kind of really led us down that path of trying to figure out how can we get our message out more or in front of more people in a shorter period of time, and without me having to get out in the hot sun, in
mhm,
Dallas at that time. We're back in Dallas, but how can we do that? And that's what pretty much led us into that whole, I guess, path of using social media, using the internet, using videos, and I saw people. I was kind of in awe seeing some people making money and online consistently, and they were doing it in their PJs, and I'm like, how are
Yeah.
they doing it? And a lot of that was because of video marketing. They were just making videos, and I'm like, that's what I got to do. I got to do videos. I said I had to think about it. People that I've joined on the line online over the years, the reason why I joined them or bought whatever is because they all had a video. So
mm,
I was like, well, if I start making videos,
mhm,
that same thing should happen for me if I position myself like the expert. And that was a light bulb moment that we had back in 2012. And of course, because of another community that we're a part of, kind of confirmed a lot of those ideas. And next thing you know, the rest was history.
wow. Well, you definitely
Yeah.
you blew up because your
Mm.
videos are amazing. So
Thank
you
you.
decided to go into the you welcome you so you decided to go into the video side of marketing. So did you know anything about doing videos, or you just decided, you know what, I'm just
Um, not from the marketing perspective. I used to work for T-Mobile. I was a corporate
mhm,
trainer for them, and also even in retail. Well, I was a corporate trainer for about five and a half years, and then I was a store manager for one of the retail stores for about a year. But when I was in the corporate, arena with them, I was in the training department, so we had to make videos and do different things and stuff like that. So, but it was from a more of a training perspective, not from a marketing and let me get your attention type of stuff.
Mhm.
Um, so I had a camera. We used it for like birthdays and vacations and stuff like that or
Yeah.
whatever. This is before every phone had an HD quality camera lens on
right,
it.
right,
So
right.
Right.
this is way back then where only certain ones had that kind of quality. But I had a good HD camera. It was a tape. Remember the tapes? Yeah,
Yep, yep,
had little
yep.
small DV tapes, right? And I said, well, I think I'll start using this video. And the only difference was normally I was always pointing at other people, and so
Mhm,
I just flipped the camera around and pointed it at myself, and just started sharing my story. And that's what I
mm,
saw others doing, and I was like, well, I can do that. I mean, just share my story, share my experience, share why I've done this, and I really understood that there was a business that I was in at that time that really gave me the major confirmation, and it's this 22-year-old kid. He's making about $4,000 a month,
mm,
and got involved in this just one little, it's very simple program online that was pretty popular during that time. And I was like, man, how's this guy making so much money? I wind up signing up with him, and then it hit me one day. I was on YouTube, and he just posted another video, and I looked, I said, I wonder how many videos does he have? So I went and keep in mind he had only been in this business for about 6 weeks, and I just literally counted like 34 videos
Mm.
from the beginning, from when he started to that day, which was roughly about 6 weeks. So he made just very simple videos, nothing fancy. And then I was wondering, it hit me. I said, that's how he's getting all these signups every week. Everybody that's doing all the searching about this program, when they search for that in YouTube or Google, his videos are just coming up all over the place. And so they wind up signing up with him. I'm like, that's it. That's all you got
Yeah.
to do. And they weren't fancy videos. He wasn't like all polished or whatever at all. And when I mean at all, I mean he was not polished.
Hmm. Right.
I'm not kidding.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It was just very simple, just sharing his story, sharing his experience, sharing how certain things work with the program and the company and this and all that. I'm like, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And guess what? That's what we did. And then we wind up becoming one of the experts, in that company after
Yeah.
about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months or so of just being consistent. And people started recognizing, I guess our name, if you will.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it was interesting, but that's pretty much how it all started for us, is just really just, it began with videos. And then, of course, Lanacy and I started creating different funnels and all that kind of stuff as well to help conversions and everything. But I always tell people, just start,
Hmm.
and like you said, Daria, this is before reels and lives and all that. So there's so many opportunities, because back then you really had to know how to download a video, or I mean, shoot a video, upload your
Hmm.
video. There was
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
lot of, you still got to do that now for certain things, right? But there's things now you can just hit live and you're live. Your video's going, no
Right.
Yeah,
editing,
you there.
no,
Hmm.
it's just easy. It's just super easy to do a video now. And back then we
Hmm.
didn't quite have that. So I would just tell people, just start with video. That's a good place to start. Start telling your stories, and you'll be amazed on, because that still works today. Still
Hmm.
works. And I still have not found a better strategy. Even if you're doing paid ads and you're doing different things, you still got to drive that traffic to you, to your face,
Yes.
to your store.
Absolutely.
So it
Yes.
always it's always going to come back to your video
Yeah.
in some form in that
Right.
sales.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I always tell people, just start making content, and the rest will take care of itself.
And
Oh, absolutely.
what I find that what people are challenged with, okay, if they talk about their opportunity or they tell their story, but they notice that a lot of the leaders have like 3 million videos on one talking about one opportunity. So what is it that you know you should be talking about when it
Right.
comes to your opportunity where you can do 10, 20 videos about that one opportunity?
I mean, it's a good question. I mean, I think that I know for me, it was value.
Hmm.
Let me create a lot of value, not just sign up and, hey, sign up in my deal, not just those kind of videos, but you know videos on how the program works, how the compensation plan works, why I decided to be an entrepreneur, even talking about things that where I'm not really talking about my opportunity, but
Hmm.
maybe talking about a business, talking about, you know, um, what I learned today, something that I learned from another leader, some things I
Mhm.
experienced in my first week of being an entrepreneur. And then, of course, giving training. And that's one thing that we really focused really on a lot too, especially if we were promoting a specific program. We would make a lot of content training videos around that program too, and we would tend to gravitate even more sales, because people would be like, "Oh, he's got training, so I want to sign up with them," because they're showing people how to actually do whatever whatever the business is all about. So,
Hmm.
value about your business, not just sales pitches, but also how to do this. This is how this works. This is why you need to do A, B, C, and D, and then mix it in with you know um, motivational stuff. Mix it in with things that you learn. So if you learn some strategy on how to do something, make a video about it. If you saw
Mm,
somebody that's really crushing it and you saw how they're doing it, make of it, just talk about it. You don't have to really have done it, but just talk about it. Just find different things, whatever you experience, just create content around it. And that's what gets people familiar with who you are and the value that you can bring. So you want to mix it up a lot of value based content that's not even related to your business. Mix it up with value content that is related to your business as well. And then you can also throw in, your webinars, your pitch videos, or whatever. You want to mix it in as well when it comes to video. So that's typically what we kind of pretty much the formula I think we've always followed. We have value related videos related to our business, value related videos that's just generic value videos. Anybody can consume it. Doesn't matter if you're in this company, that program, that offer. It doesn't matter. It's just general training information. And then of course we
mhm.
also have our videos that we use to promote whatever it is that
Right.
we're promoting or whatever. So I would say those three are pretty much the ones that we kind of stay in the lane in. And then some videos I make just it's just us. I've done vlog videos where we're just sharing us on vacation or sharing us at a
Yes.
restaurant, sharing us at a whatever we're doing or what have you. And I'll
Mhm.
do some pretty cool stuff, even if it's just me just recording on my cell phone or whatever. The main thing is there's always a reason we do whatever we do.
Yes.
Always.
Right.
you know, uh,
Yeah.
it's never random. It's always a reason, and
Mhm,
but
mhm.
ultimately the reason is to get attention. The reason is to get visibility. The reason is to get to people to know, like, and trust us. That's really the main thing. So follow that. Get your brand out. Use videos. It's the best way to do it. Fastest way to do it, for sure. And the rest will take care of itself, like I said earlier.
Wow, I love that. You were doing
Yes.
stories before stories was popular.
Right.
Your videos told a story. You
Yeah,
took us from the beginning of a situation and to the middle and the end and walked us through it. So you were already doing that, which was so brilliant. And I
Mm.
said, wow, I never even thought to do anything like that. And now it's so easy using stories just to put,
hmm
Yes.
videos and stills together, where before, you had to be skilled to do that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
needed to know some software,
Right.
to
yeah.
put all that stuff together. And you had that on lock back then.
It's easy now.
Yeah, yeah, it's so
We're
easy.
gonna do it now.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah. So it's so amazing. So tell us about your first year in the online space. What were some of your
Mhm.
challenges, or was it just, a piece of cake?
Um, uh, you know what? I mean, I think the first year, I think this is 20. Keep in mind, we done network marketing and tried to do a lot of home business for years,
Mm-hmm.
but I always go back to that year because that was our breakthrough year. That was the
Mm-hmm.
year things pivoted and started to change. And the only reason was because the different things that we were doing that we had never done before. So some of the challenges I'm trying to think. I mean, I know we had some. Um, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Did we have any challenges? Um, when I think about it, I don't think we really had that many in the
Mm,
in the beginning. And here's why. This is why I say that, because when you know that when you know what you know is going to work, we did everything just scaled up. That was an interesting time. I mean, you know, I'm really trying to think what was happening that was keeping us or really giving us a challenge. It's so funny. You know what? When I think back of that time, things are scaling up so fast. It was truly a blessing. I never seen anything like it before. Um,
mm,
I remember I used to say this way back. I remember saying this all the time. I'm like, if if I would have known this all I had to do, there was so many
Yeah.
experiences in our lives where we could have used that type of income. Could have
right,
used, I
right.
mean, and all I had to do was get in front of a camera and just start telling stories. That's what I said because it was like because everything was just. I mean,
Right.
quite honestly, guys, things just started happening. I mean, and it just
Yeah.
scaled every month. It just kept scaling and scaling and scaling and scaling. It never went back.
Wow.
And I remember when I quit my job, she quit her job, and this is like September of 2012. We're still new to Vegas, right? We moved in Vegas in August of 2012, and 6 weeks later, I quit my job. You know,
I
so
remember you said that.
Woo.
simply because things were happening, I was like, man, we're making some decent money, and it wasn't anything major. It was like basically all we had done when we quit our jobs, we just replaced our income. That's all we done. We weren't making 10,000, 20,000 a month or nothing like
Yeah.
that. We just basically were making what we were making on our jobs from home. That was
Right.
that was all it was. And we were like, well, this is part-time. I'm like, imagine how much money we can make if we dedicated all our time to this. And
Yeah.
so we did. But I remember we said, well, this is September, mid-September. I said, well, let's try it. And I left my job at T-Mobile on good terms, so I was rehireable, and I
Right.
don't want to burn that bridge
Yeah.
because I've been with them for so long, and I like the company that I work for. So we quit our jobs, and we both said, well, we'll go to the holiday season. If things don't quite whatever after the holidays, we'll just go back to work or whatever, and we'll just continue to build or whatever we need to do to learn more. Well, Christmas came, New Year's came and went, and we were like, things keep going up. I'm like,
No
let's just
need.
keep going. Let's just keep
Yeah.
going. So
No
we just
stop.
kept going, and I think it was in February or March. I think we had our first $10,000 month. I think it was,
Nice.
and
Nice.
and that was the beginning, and it just kept scaling from there, and we just started doing different things, living certain ways. Addresses started to change,
Yeah.
all that stuff, But
Yeah.
so I would say to answer your question, I had a lot of challenges up until that point of realizing it's all about videos.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Prior to that, all kinds of challenges. Man, they said they
Mm.
were coming to the meeting, they didn't show up. You know,
Yeah.
he said I literally just 15 minutes ago. He said he's on his way and he didn't come. All that kind of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes,
Absolutely.
we do. Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
all kind of challenges. I mean, just you name it back then. Yeah, I mean, all kind of challenges that people are probably going through now. But until we had the epiphany of it's all about videos. That's the nucleus. Everything kind of revolves around that sun, if you will.
Mm,
And,
Yeah.
and, and what's what and what once we learn that, everything just took care of itself. And even though there's different methods, different strategies that revolve, but it all revolves around videos. And since then, there wasn't any major challenges. It was it was amazing. And I've seen it happen for other people too that finally have that light bulb moment. Hey, this is what we need to do. We need to be consistent with it. And it's
mhm.
happened for them as well. So that's it. So no challenges during that time, but before, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You just reminded me. I remember one of my sponsors from a company I was in. He said, "Look, if you didn't speak to the person, they not coming. Why you standing at the door looking for them, and they didn't confirm with you?
Yeah.
You call them and they didn't pick up, and you just hoping by some chance they're gonna walk through the door. They not
Yeah.
coming. You
Right.
know."
Right.
But it's so true. So true. You're
Yep.
looking at your watch and hoping, because you see other people that have guests and everything. So you just
Yeah.
know your guest is coming. So
You
yeah,
got
that's
eggs on your face, like, oh,
Good
yeah,
times.
yes.
Wow. I'm just going
And
back in
I
through.
said I
Yeah,
had
good
two
times.
people coming.
I know. I know. Well, now
Yep.
it's different. They don't show up to the Zoom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, and they confirm, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right. You're
Yeah.
saying, I know I had a guest. You going through the chat list and the,
Yep.
the people list. Where's my person? You going all the way
Yeah.
down to the L's. Oh no,
Yep.
they not
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
But
that's
people
funny.
people are people, and it is what it is. But every time I hear you and you speak, Stephen, you just motivate me all over again. Every time. And I just enjoyed watching your success and just how you guys just blew up. It was just like, and like you said, it was fast. I was like, wow, look at
Yeah,
them. But I wasn't there
Mm.
yet. I didn't see myself doing videos at
yeah,
that time. I didn't even see myself doing courses. I remember when you came out with your OBS course,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
he has a course. Wow. You guys on stage at the event. I'm
Yeah.
like, look at them. Look at Lanacia. Oh my. I was just sitting there like, wow. I said, yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna be us one day. I said, look
Yeah.
at
yeah.
them. It
And
was
look at you
amazing.
now.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at
Like,
both
boom.
of you. I mean, that's
So
amazing.
yeah, because my head definitely was not there last year. I mean, at that time, it was
Right.
not
Yeah.
there. I couldn't even see myself doing anything like this.
Well,
You know.
I'll let me just add. This is, I think most people feel like that. I think it's so funny that over the years I've spoken with so many people about this. Well, how do I get over the fear of being on
Hmm.
camera? And I know that's a real thing. I get it. I totally
Yeah,
understand.
it is.
Um, and I would say that even with us, I don't think I was ever really afraid of doing it. I just never knew, or it never came to me that this
Hmm.
is what I need to do. Um,
Hmm.
um, and for some people, you know, what has to happen is that their back has to get against the wall and they have
Hmm.
no choice but to do certain things. And it's kind of what happened with us a little bit. We needed to do something different from what we were doing before because my
Hmm.
mom had got sick, and so we were taking care of her financially during that time, which is one of the main reasons why we went so fast, is
Mm-hmm.
um, because our back was against the wall, and we needed
Hmm.
to. Obviously, the way that we were doing things just wasn't working for us. I'm just not
Right.
gonna go to the mall and get 15, 20 numbers. I'm not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
I don't like
I'm
doing
just
that
not gonna
either.
do that. I'm just
Hmm.
not gonna. I'm not gonna do that.
Right?
but
Oh,
but
Yeah, I
so I
don't do.
said, you know
not
what?
happening.
And then when I'm seeing what was happening with other people in videos, and then when that confirmation with a friend of mine who was doing pretty well at a young age, I'm like, that's what I got to do. I said, if he
Yeah.
can do it, if this
Hmm.
young kid can do that, I don't know why I can't. And that's exactly
Right.
what we did. And I just, that was really, I heard some leaders talking about videos and stuff like that, people that I respect, like Cedric
Yeah.
Harris and
Yeah.
others, and
Right.
especially back
Right.
in those days.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and, and I'm like, okay, but until I saw him and really research, I literally counted 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm like, then it just hit me. That's how he's making all this money. And
Yeah.
from that point, I told Lanace, I said, hey, I know how we're going to do this business. I know how we're going to do it. I said, I'm just going to make a lot of videos on YouTube and Facebook. Matter of fact, this was even before you can upload videos on Facebook. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
You
I
could
remember.
share a link, but you
Yeah.
Right.
couldn't. You didn't have the
Upload.
capability of uploading a
Nope.
video just yet.
Nope.
It came like a
Oh
year
yeah.
later. But
Mhm.
I said that's what we're going to do. And I remember, literally a year later, we were in Vegas and we went out to dinner, and we just kind of reflected. We went to a nice place in Vegas, and we just kind of reflected on how much our lives changed in 12 months from
Mhm.
that one method that we never done before. And it literally changed everything. And when I mean it changed everything, it changed everything.
Mm.
Mm.
All because we were just making basic, simple YouTube videos. And then I got better at it. Then I got really
Yes.
good at it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I always tell people, if you saw my first video, I looked like I was a hostage in a terrorist. I mean, it was very, very simple. It was grainy. The lighting was bad. The camera angle was all jacked up. but it didn't
Yes.
matter. I
Right.
used to get feedback from that video too, and they're like, "Hey, I liked your video because you were just authentic. You weren't trying to
Yes.
sell anything. You weren't trying to oversell or overhype. You were just telling your story." And that's I used to get
Mhm.
that all the time. And that's why I wanted to sign up with you because I seen all the everybody else's videos. They're throwing money in the camera and all that kind of stuff, and you were just sharing your story on what's been happening over the past week and a half in that particular video, and that's why they wanted to sign up. So I always
That's
tell
awesome.
people, just be yourself. Don't try to
Mhm.
be anybody else. I wasn't trying to be anybody else. I wasn't trying to be the person who I saw that had all the video. I wasn't trying to be like him. I said, I'm just gonna
Mhm.
be me. Either they're
Mhm.
gonna like it or hate it. I don't care. But obviously it's working. So I'm just gonna be me. And then I made another video. The next video was more of a training video on how the comp plan worked. And then I made another video just sharing what's happening over the past several weeks. Then I made another video and then another video. Now I don't
Mhm.
know, maybe several thousand videos later, I don't know. But it all began there. And
Yes.
without that first video, we wouldn't even be right here.
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing. And you
Wow.
could tell in your videos that you used to train because you have that posture.
Yeah.
And I think that helped you also because when you have the posture and the authority, command
Mhm.
authority, you know,
It
that's what people
helps.
It
feel, and
does.
that's what they see, and they
Yeah.
have the confidence to join you because you're speaking with authority. So that was
Yeah.
another thing that I noticed. I say, yeah, he brought that T-Mobile training.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Yes.
give it up.
Yeah,
It's
that's
funny story
videos.
behind that is the way that I even got that position, being a trainer for all those years for T-Mobile was because of what I did in business,
Mm,
because of what we did in network marketing,
mm,
of training and all that. Now, remember, even during that time, we never really made any big money or anything. One thing that we were very good at, we were really good students. We were at all the trainings, we were at all the events, we were at we just plugged in all the time. And this was before Facebook connections and all. This was where you just had to
Yes.
go, get
right,
in your car and
Yes.
drive somewhere.
right,
So we
right,
were always students of the game, and that's how I learned how to present, how to,
mm,
I was never good at, going out and meet people, but when I would reach out or talk to somebody online and we would meet up or however it happened, if I got you at the kitchen table, it's a wrap. It's done. It's
Right.
done. So I had that skill, that I cultivated from, being around certain people over the years. So when I got hired on at T-Mobile and then got an opportunity to go into the training department, the reason why I was able to get there was because of what I learned in
mm,
network marketing,
look at that.
of presenting and sharing and
Yes.
sharing an idea. I had already been doing that for years. And that's how, and then when I got there in the corporate structure, then I just
Hmm.
kind of, it even got better. And then, of course, once we got into the entrepreneurial world of online marketing, it was a wrap. So I wasn't afraid of the camera. I wasn't afraid of getting in front of people. But I
Hmm.
know that's a big issue for a lot of people. How
Yes,
do you
it
get
is.
over it? How
Yeah.
do you get over it? Well, I don't know how to. The way that you get over it is by just doing it.
Hmm.
That's
That's
the
the
only
only
way.
way. It's the only
It's
way.
not going to be easy. That I
Yes.
can't. I wish I could just say, well, all you got to do is just picture everybody got their clothes off when you get in front of your camera. That's what, that old saying. Just picture
Yes.
everybody
Yes.
is
It's
below
always
you and you'll be fine. I want to just say that, but that's not true. What
No,
the
it's
only
not.
way you're going to get it, only way you're going to get really good at it, and
yes.
really get into your zone, if you will, is by doing your first video. You're not going to like it. Do your
Hmm.
second video. You're probably going to like that one, maybe a little bit better than the first one.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
Yes.
your third video, that's going to be better than maybe your second one and your first and your fourth video. And then after 10 videos, you're probably going to start finding your zone. And then you
Yes.
just, from that point, you're off to the races. But you got
Right.
to break the ice and just go and just do what the leaders are doing. The people that make the big money in this industry are visible. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Right.
I
Yeah.
hate to say it, but it just That's just how it is. The people that
Yeah.
make the ultra levels of income, the life changing income, have video content. At least the new breed of marketers.
Right.
You know, that's just how it is now. So you have to take advantage of social media. Video is going to be a big part of that, and and just be consistent. There's other ways and other methods as well, pictures and posts and all that works too. But like I said, all that still revolves around some kind of video that you made of you talking about whatever.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
Absolutely.
Guys, are you getting
That's
value
phenomenal.
from this? Because he just brought it.
Bringing it.
I mean,
That's what I'm. Oof.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you just have to do. If you walk away from here not realizing you need to do videos,
Yes.
I don't know.
Right. Absolutely. We're
I,
actually 41 minutes in, guys. So I hope you guys are getting value. And if you are, go ahead and drop a value. Oh my goodness. Stephen,
yes,
you are bringing it. Oh my
yes, you
God.
are bringing it. We love it.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes,
Yes. Yes. I see the values coming in. Yes.
yep,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
the yes are coming in. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
You are. Yes, that's all I can say
And
to
this
that.
is
Phenomenal
this
energy.
and this is the video here. So it doesn't always have to be of you.
Absolutely.
The video could just be a Zoom. That's a video. If you're
It
doing
is.
Zooms or
Absolutely.
if
It
you're
is.
doing, whatever platform that you're using, it's all a video. There's so many lanes when it comes to videos nowadays,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
where that kind of really didn't exist back in 2012. A video was just a YouTube video back then.
Right, right.
That was
That's
it.
it.
It
Yes.
wasn't no lives, wasn't no
It's all
Zooms. It
content.
was just, there's so many lanes now that you can pick from, and you can pick like, well, hey, Steve, I'm more comfortable with just doing like a, like
Oh
a
yeah.
Zoom type of thing. Hey, that's a video that shows value. That's a way people to get to know you, get to like you, get to trust you. The main thing is just making content. So there's all kind of videos. Just pick a lane and start there, and then just grow from there.
Right. Yeah, I like that. That was great.
Yes. I
So,
love that
Stephen,
advice.
yeah, I love that too. So, Stephen,
Mhm.
tell us about your most memorable moments in this industry.
Yes.
I got one. I got several. Here's
Okay.
my first
Mm-hmm.
that I can think of that was pretty humbling, and it gave us the confirmation that we were doing the right thing. So
Yes.
this is 2013. Keep in mind we started this online journey in the summer of 2012.
Mm,
Mm.
So this was I want to say March of 2013 in Las Vegas at our first internet marketing event. They still have the No Excuses Summit.
yes.
Uh,
Yes.
um, that was our very first. That was the
Mm-hmm.
first internet, generic. Because normally before that was always like company events or whatever. So this is the
Right.
first like
Right.
online event, right? Because we're kind
Right.
of a part of this
Yes.
community now. So we went to it, right? And I remember um, during a break session coming out, and what two things here. I was promoting some affiliate offer or whatever, and one of the owners recognized me. He said, "Hey, Steve Rachel." I said, "Yeah, hey, what's up, man?" And blah blah blah, because we did a lot of sales for his product. So he remembered. He knew the face. He saw the videos, obviously, and then that was cool. So we got a chance to meet him. But later that day, during a breakout session, I'm out in the hall. I think Lanacia is near the concession stands or whatever, and I noticed there's this guy lingering around. Like somebody's like kind of looking, like trying to wait for that moment to get your attention to come talk to you. And so he finally came over, and he said, "Hey, hey man, I watch your videos. I didn't even know who he was. I watch your videos all the time, man, and that's the reason why I joined this company or whatever, because I saw your videos, man. I just want to say thanks for making that content." And so keep in mind, we had only really just still kind of new to the game, so that was like the first,
Wow.
I guess, time where we went somewhere and somebody just recognized us, you know,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
from because I'm thinking then we were meeting some of the other leaders. I remember meeting Cesar Rodriguez and and Tanya Eliza at
It's
that time,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Hey, that's the guy that be in the videos," and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay. I'm like, okay, well, maybe we might be a part of this crowd. I don't know, maybe I don't know, but so
Wow.
those were some very memorable moments simply because it was confirmation that what we were learning works, that people
Yeah.
are actually watching, and if you're making good content, um, um,
Yes.
and good is subjective, and
Yeah.
what I mean by just making content that people want to see. And I never know what people want to see. I just have an idea and I'm just make a video about that. And I do it all the time. I have to keep notes because you know how you have thoughts, something you're driving, like, I need to make a
Yeah.
video about that. And I have to write it down or record it or something so I can come back and just make a video about it. But that was and there's been obviously others, but that was probably the very first time that we can remember, that I can remember, that, and that was humbling, like, wow, I'm like, man, people know me here. I'm like, that's weird. It just felt weird. Like, I never
Yeah.
met these people. They're seeing me on the internet and they're from Canada or they're from
Yeah.
wherever. I'm like, whoa. I said, YouTube ain't no joke. I'm like,
Right.
for real.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
this thing is a big deal. And of
Mhm.
course, after that, we learned a lot from the people that were there that had already been, doing big things, and we were able to pick their brain and all that. So we left that event and then just kind of just kept scaling up. And so that was a fun time. So that was hopefully that makes sense. But that was one of
Yeah.
the first moments I remember of being like, wow,
Yeah. That's
we're
amazing.
doing
Absolutely.
the right thing.
Yeah. That's
Like,
amazing.
man, that feels great. I mean,
Wow. They
just
talking about
like,
me.
right, just like all the other
I'm like,
celebrities. You're a celebrity
you
now.
talking to
People, oh my
me?
God, somebody recognize me
Like you looking up under the
from a
Man,
video.
it was fun. It was
Hey,
fun.
how you doing?
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
oh my God, Stephen, that is so awesome. Now, we love to hear stories like that because
Yes.
it's not that often that we say an average person develops a fan club, so that's got to be nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
It was
is.
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. So Stephen, it seems to us like nowadays a lot of people are going towards multiple income streams. So for some of our viewers on here that might be beginners, what would you suggest would be the perfect time to add on an additional income stream?
That's a really good question, and I appreciate you asking that because I get that all the time because
Yeah,
they see Lanace and I do different things. They see other leaders do a lot of different things, and like, well,
Hmm.
yeah,
how can I fit into that method?
Right.
Well, I've always kind of subscribed to, especially if you're brand new, um, you don't want to really have a lot of different multiple things, but there's a caveat to that. So check this out. So if you're in an opportunity, network marketing business, or if you, whatever your primary business, affiliate offer, whatever it might be, you definitely want to get that going, and that takes a lot of work. There's a
yeah,
lot of things that you got to do. But the cool thing is, especially nowadays, if you're scaling a particular offer, an opportunity, or whatever, you're always going to need some kind of tools. You're going to need tools to do that. You can't do it all by yourself. You're going to
yeah,
need things to build your list, like Get Response, Aweber. You're going to need, in most cases, some kind of funnel system so you can create funnels and all that kind of stuff. These are things that we were using in the beginning. It wasn't just
yeah,
videos. We had to get their attention, but then we had to drive them somewhere where they can understand what was going on, right? And so you're going to need certain tools. So the great thing is that a lot of these tools that you're using to build your business usually come with some type of affiliate offer. So if you refer
mhm,
people on your team, referred other people, whatever, you can make additional income where it doesn't, you know, overshadow your primary opportunity. Okay. So that's one way that you can still do multiple streams of income. For those that are part time, you're already doing multiple streams of income. You
yeah,
got your full time job and you got your part time, business that you're doing. So you're already practicing that already. And there's time when you're focused on your job, and there's time when you're focused on your part time business, and then there could be
mhm,
time where you're focusing on different tools and resources. So I always say in the beginning, and I know some of us, so I see some leaders there in this deal and that opportunity and that opportunity. Well, they've learned how to manipulate their attention to focus on certain aspects of certain offers. They got a list that can
Yeah.
go here, and they got audience over here, and they can share that. You don't want to get down, you don't want to go down that road just yet. You want to
Mm.
really get your feet planted and really start getting some results and really start building your audience. The key thing about multiple streams of income, it's all about having an audience. So if you have an
Mm.
audience, you can deliver and share multiple streams of income. I know we do, especially being full time. It's very dangerous to have one stream of income if you're full time,
Oh yeah.
because in this
Oh yeah.
industry, things come and go, things change, things pivot, momentum change. It's just business. Business changes, not just in our industry, but just in the business world in general. So it's really
Yeah.
dangerous just to have one if you're full time. You want to have multiple streams of income. In some cases, we have different opportunities that we offer. But remember, we're at a stage where we have an audience where we can manage that from different ways. But if you're brand new,
Yeah.
don't overwhelm yourself. Well, okay, well, I got this deal that I talk about on Tuesday, and I got this deal I talk about on Wednesday. It might get a little too confusing for your audience simply
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're building an audience, and you don't have that in most cases. You don't have that reputation of being a successful marketer just yet. So people will look at what you're doing, and they even look at us what we're doing right now. But I always tell people, well, we're full time. So we're
Yeah.
full-time marketers. So we have to do certain things so we can always take care of our responsibilities, family,
Right.
bills,
Yeah.
just like everybody else has, right? And
Right.
and and we know being in this game for years, and things can pivot on a dime. Every
Oh
day,
yeah.
everything can be good today, and literally the very next day, done.
Boom. Yep.
Oh yeah.
I've heard.
So
Oh.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So if you're
That's a
full
fact.
time, find ways, and sometimes even if you're new, there's a lot of different things and communities and different things that you can associate with that can allow you to create multiple streams of income that complements whatever your
Yeah.
primary business does. So
Mhm.
and you just kind of have to get with whoever you're working with for those that are watching or what have you. But I am a firm believer of multiple streams of income, even if you're brand new, because there's, like I said before, if you're trying to do this online gig, this
Yeah.
online thing,
Yeah.
you're going to need tools. Guess what?
You
The
are.
people who you're referring that are trying to do this online thing, they're going to need tools as well. The same tools that you're using. So why not you share those tools and you get paid for it at the same time getting paid from your primary business? So work
Yeah.
smarter, not harder.
Yes,
Mhm.
that is my favorite
Yes.
saying. Work
Boom.
smarter, not hard.
Yeah.
That is the jam right there. I know you
Yeah.
Yeah.
guys are getting some nuggets, some golden nuggets here. I know I myself have gotten about 5 or 6 nuggets. So
Absolutely.
you guys, if
Always.
nothing else, right? If nothing else, you guys learned one thing today. You should be doing videos. And if you're not
Mhm.
doing videos, what's the reason
Start.
why you're not doing videos?
Right.
Just start.
Absolutely. Absolutely, get started. And so,
Yeah.
if you're doing videos, what would you say, Stephen, is the best platform to get people to know you on? Is it blogging? Is it doing lives? Is it making YouTube videos? What do you say?
That's a good question. And things
Mhm.
have evolved over time.
Yes,
Yes.
There's a lot of different platforms now.
yes,
Of course, you got YouTube, you got Facebook still,
yeah.
TikTok,
Oh yeah,
Instagram. So you got all these different lanes now. And I always tell people, I think we all like certain types of content. So you got to ask yourself,
oh yeah.
what type of content do you want to make? You want to make short form content, or you want to
Mm,
make just regular form content initially? So it really depends on the person. Still today, my favorite still is YouTube. Here's why: because YouTube is a search engine. Okay,
Yeah.
it's right behind Google. Okay, so when you're making content, you can make evergreen content. So let me
Yeah.
kind of give you an example. So if you make a video and you upload it on YouTube, 5 minute video, 10 minute video, 15, whatever the time frame is, and it's under whatever the title is or whatever the keyword
Yeah.
that you're using. Um, well, the thing about that is that on YouTube, it's almost like a blog post. Okay. So it's going to stay there, right?
Yeah.
And people can still watch that. Kind of give you an example. We still get sales and connections and emails and phone calls and all kinds of stuff from videos that we made 10 years ago. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
some of these programs I'm active still in. Some of those programs or offers are not active anymore, but people still watch the content. I can see it in my analytics. I'm like, man, these people are still watching this video from back in 2014. Wow.
Wow.
500 views this month off of that video. So it just off
Wow.
of you watching that video. But here's the thing,
Wow.
it's evergreen content, and those
Yeah.
videos are still collecting leads because a lot of them are still going to a capture page, and I'm still getting that lead, and it's still building the list on autopilot. So those videos that a lot of them I forgot about are still creating leads and sales for our business today in 2022. So for
Yeah.
me, YouTube is still my favorite simply because Facebook, TikTok and some of those others, usually they don't have that. People don't go there to learn or search for. YouTube is really a search engine.
Yeah.
We go there because we need an answer to a question,
Yeah.
or researching something. And I learned that earlier on, and even today it's still the same. Is that
Yeah.
YouTube is a good place? So even if you're doing TikTok, or if you're doing Instagram or whatever, or Facebook or what have you, you can still do all those. You can make a video and upload it on all platforms, if you want to. Um,
Yeah.
um, but I would definitely use YouTube for sure in that equation. Just my recommendation,
Oh
in
yeah.
addition to if you want to use TikTok and all those, because those are hot and they're getting a
Yeah.
lot of attention. But you know what's
Yeah.
funny? I look at a lot of TikTokers, and even myself, I've done a few. I haven't done a lot. That's one of my things I got to do this year. When I do research, I still see a lot of them that are doing very well, still directing traffic back to their YouTube channel. Okay,
Yeah.
so because remember, YouTube is a search engine, so you can always, get that evergreen content. That was a long answer, but hopefully that
Yeah.
answered.
Oh, but
Well, that's great. I mean, we love
great.
long answers.
That's
I mean,
great.
the more the
Yeah.
merrier, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Stephen, let me get in your business a little bit. So, you
Uh-oh.
said that, getting into network marketing, that's what helped you evolve in the T-Mobile business, right? That's what got
Mhm.
you your promotion.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you had never discovered network marketing, what do you think you would be doing?
Man, wow. I don't know. It's funny.
Mhm.
Before network marketing, what I wanted to do was to be a movie director, to be a movie producer.
Ooh,
I wanted to get into videos. So
Wow.
it's kind of funny. Now,
yeah,
back then, it was just a dream, and it's probably something still that we might want to do in the future as well. But it was back then. It was very expensive. Cameras were expensive.
yeah,
This was back in the late '90s, early 2000s. So it wasn't as normal as it is now, But back
yeah,
then, but that probably it would have definitely been something in the arts, I would imagine. Who
wow,
knows? But that was something that I was really passionate about doing because we've always been big movie buffs, and we don't just
yeah,
watch movies; we analyze movies. And so and it's funny, I mentioned this because when I found out that's what these online marketing gurus were doing, that
yeah.
was allowing them to make so much money, and they said they were just when I found out they were just making videos. I'm like, oh man, it's over. That's all. Hey, that's it.
Like I can do that.
I can
Yep.
do
That's
that.
my
That's all I.
It's
That's all I
on.
got to do.
Yep. It's
That's
on.
it. Make some
Oh, you
videos.
got
What?
sold.
it was done. And so I was, like I said, it's very funny when you know
Yes.
what's gonna happen when you put it in place.
Woo.
I literally knew what was gonna happen. I mean, I'm not kidding. I mean, I am not kidding, guys. I
Man.
knew what was gonna happen because when I saw that and I got that confirmation, I had already, learned some things from some other people. When I had that epiphany, that Friday, I remember it was a Friday night. That was it.
Wow.
That was it.
Wow.
That's what I knew
That's what I'm
exactly what
talking
I was
about.
going to do, and everything else just fell in place after that.
Wow.
That's usually how it happens. That's usually what
Yeah.
people say. That was the one thing. I had that bright light, this one
Hmm.
epiphany, and boom. I
Aha
just
Yep.
moment.
that's
Yep.
it.
Powerful.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it. The aha moment.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's it. She said it.
Aha
So
moment.
I'm telling you. So now I'm gonna ask the final question, Stephen, and I know you're gonna have a great answer because
Oh,
every time we
absolutely.
ask this question, yeah, we love this question. Every time we
Hmm.
ask this question, all of the interviewees all have such different and interesting answers, and it's always something that us and our audience like we never would have came up with this on our own. And you've been in the business a long time, a lot longer than a lot of other people, and even more, you've been successful in the business for a
Yes.
long time.
Yes.
So, right? So this is the question.
Hmm.
So what happens is, what if you were to wake up one day and you just discovered that you lost everything, right? You still have your list, you still have your voice, right? You still have your computer and your phone. That's it. What would you do? You have to start making money because the bill's not gonna start coming in, and your woman gonna be looking at you crazy. So you got to make it happen. You got 30 days. The mortgage due. You know what I'm saying? She used to this lifestyle. Like, what you gonna do to get it back?
I mean, that's a good question. And being in business, there's always ups and downs, and so if we got into the position where we lost it all and literally had to start over,
Mm.
the next step I would say this first. I would devise a plan in terms of, okay, what do we want to do? What do we want to
Mm,
be known for? Okay. Um, and once we figure that out, of course, in regards, and that would be determined on what do we want to offer, because
mm,
you gotta be able to make money. You gotta offer something in exchange for value, right? And
yeah,
so whether it be another network marketing opportunity, whether it be maybe creating your own product, or maybe it be whatever. So at that point, we would definitely, go full speed ahead. One, with videos in an overall branding campaign. Um,
mm,
um, that's what we would do. I mean, talking about videos, I'll probably make videos like I never made videos before. But making videos to set yourself up as the expert. Okay. That's
yeah,
one thing that we always do or try to do in a lot of different programs, especially ones that we really want to focus on. Okay, we look at an opportunity and we're like, okay, who are the players? Let me find, okay, who are the players? Let me see what they're doing. Okay, they're doing this. Okay, we can do that.
yeah,
And then what we're and our goal is, okay, now let's go all in, let's set ourselves up as the expert, and then we can be amongst that crowd. So because
mm,
remember, we know what we've learned on when it comes to online marketing, people love joining experts.
yeah,
People love joining people that seem to have all the answers. Okay. Even though I didn't have all the answers, or maybe I just joined this business, I don't have all the answers, but you never could tell from watching my video. Perception is reality. So if you
yeah,
perceive to be an expert, people will receive you as an expert. So even though you
yeah,
just joined, you don't know all the details about the comp plan, but the pieces that you went over, man, you covered it. You broke it down. They only know what you give them. That's one thing I learned about videos. People only
mm-hmm,
know what you give them. Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't have to know. I know we meet people all the time. Well, I gotta know everything. I ain't gotta know everything.
No,
I
you
just
don't.
need to know the basics. How much I
Basic.
get paid when I refer somebody. How much, if they start, okay, just give me I don't need to know all the different 16 different ways on how we get paid. I just need to know the basics. Give me the
Mm.
basics so I can relay that information to other people.
Yeah.
Give me the basics about the product. I don't need to know everything about the product. I just need to know the basics. What's the elevator pitch for the product? What's the
Yeah.
reason why people buy the product? That's all they need to know. Well, it's this. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all they need to know.
Let me get them.
Down.
That's it. That's all they need to know right now. Okay.
Yes,
Listen,
I
I'll
love
make
it.
videos. I'll make additional videos where I go into more detail. I'll make additional videos where I go into more detail about the product. But my initial videos will be more just getting the information. And we would just go all in on content and create a catalog of content about the products, about the company, about my reasons, my thoughts about the business or whatever, and just go all in with video content. And that's really what we would do, especially if the mortgage is due and this is due and all that kind of stuff. We would really, by the end of that 30 days, the CEO gonna be calling us.
Oh yeah.
I love
Okay,
it.
what are y'all
Yeah.
doing? What's going on? And the reason is because of it has anything to do with, because this could work even back then. And you know
Mhm.
what? It worked back then. Nobody knew who we were in the beginning. Because some of you
Right.
saying, well, he could do that because he's got a list and he now, hey, okay, granted, yes. Okay, let's put a pin in that. Let's go back to 2012 and do the
Right. But
exact
no,
same thing. Well, guess what? The exact same thing happened back then when nobody knew who I was unless you worked for T-Mobile. Nobody knew who we were in this online space. We
Mm.
made people know who we were. Well, how'd you
Yeah.
do that? Video after video after video after video after video. That's how we did it.
mm.
One video at a time, sharing it. That's how we did it.
All right, y'all. Y'all hear this, right?
Because you
That's
know
it.
we do. Replay it if
Yeah.
you must.
Yep. Stop playing
Man,
around and get them videos done.
Yep.
video,
That's it.
video. Let's
Value.
do a video.
Yep.
What
Let's get them
do you
done,
have
y'all.
any questions? This is the time, guys. If you have any questions for Steven, like this is the time right now. If you have
Right.
some questions, oh my God.
Mm,
You know
mm, mm,
what?
mm.
Stephen Rachel has brung it today.
He
And
did.
I'm
And he
telling you,
always
if you
does.
watch what? If
And
you
he
watching
always
this
does.
live or as a replay, I know you're getting some gems, right? I know you got some nuggets out of this. And I know you smart enough to start making some videos. Because that's the bottom line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today's training. Videos. Why you should be
Start with your
making them,
phone.
right?
There you go. Yep.
Boom.
Just turn it on and start talking.
Yep.
Hello. If you got to do it over and over again, remember it does not have to be perfect. Just get the verbiage right. And if you're
Hey.
nervous, remember, like we said, the first video I did, I even said, "Oh my God, I'm so nervous. This is my first video." And
Yep.
I got a bunch of support. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, you don't seem nervous." Da, da, da. I
Right.
Yep.
was like, "I'm
Yep.
sweating."
Yep.
So
Right.
Yep.
don't be,
Yep.
yeah, right.
My first video
Don't be
was
afraid
whack,
to say that.
talking
Yeah,
about
people like, "Oh,
Facebook.
that's a real person."
Hmm.
Yes, he is sweating.
That's right. Keep it
Yeah,
real. Just keep it
Yep.
keep
100.
it real.
Yep. That's
Yep.
it. And people like that. And people
Yep.
That's a
like that.
fact.
And people will scroll through your videos on your channel because somebody
Hmm.
messaged me and said, "Oh wow, I seen all you. I seen you've been doing this thing for a while since 2012." I said, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Like you watching my videos? Okay,
Wow.
creepy but cool.
You just
Hmm.
never know who's watching, who you're
Yeah,
impressing, who you're
Yep.
teaching, who
that's
you're
right.
you're you're inspiring. You just never know. So if you
You
just
Right.
never
go,
know who's following you,
yeah,
right? Like
just go
we
out
have it
and do
happen
your
all the
thing.
time. People
Hmm.
say they were following us, they've been watching us for years, and we like,
Really?
really? Like they
Yeah, I
never
know.
commented,
Us?
right? Never said a
Yeah.
thing, but they've been watching, right? They've
Yeah.
been watching though.
And
That's
then
Oh,
right.
that's
absolutely.
when up start coming. Yeah, I signed
Yep.
up with you because I really liked your video about such and
Yeah.
such. Wow.
You're like,
That's
wait, what?
awesome.
So yeah. So I know I need to do videos. What it is I need to do more. Yep.
More
Yeah.
content. And again, there's all kinds of ways that you can do this. This is a video, like I was saying before, and that's usually the
Yeah.
biggest for those that are making videos or trying to make videos. Usually, the biggest hurdle is just being more consistent with it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
those that
Yes.
are, and I've seen this so many times before, guys. People that are consistent with it, I've seen them grow. I really have.
Mhm.
Whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on they're just always making content. It
Mhm.
definitely does work. Just making one video every second Tuesday of the month is probably not going to cut it.
Right.
But if you stay consistent with it, next question is, well, how many do I need to make?
I know.
As many as you need to make, you know, to
You
where
go.
you can start getting noticed in the,
Yeah.
just online. And if I had to throw out a number, especially for a new person, I would just say, hey, make a video a week. That's easy for a brand new
Please.
person to be like, hey, you know
Yeah.
what? I never made the videos. I'm a little afraid. Start with just one video a week. And then, and do that for a whole month. How about that?
Yeah.
Just make a video this week, make another video next week, the video after a month. And
Yeah.
then I want to challenge you to make two videos in a week on the next
That's
month,
right.
and just go from there. Okay. Now, if you feel a little froggy and you want to jump into a little bit more, hey, go for it. Put the
Okay.
information in. Put the effort in, and
Mhm.
and and you'll see what happens. From that, and
Yeah.
you'll learn some things in that process. You'll learn
Yeah, you will.
some
You will.
technical stuff as well in the process. You'll learn some things, you know, just during that process. Don't worry if you don't know this or you don't know that. Don't worry about just if you know how to upload from your phone, your computer,
Hmm.
great. If you're doing it consistently, you're going to learn some things. You're going to self discover. Oh man, I didn't know I could do this. If I could, oh man, you're going to learn those things.
It's
And
true.
Yeah.
but you can't learn if you're not doing. That's the
Mhm.
only way you're going to get
Absolutely.
good at it. It really in anything. Only way you're going to get good at anything is by doing. And most adults learn like that. I used to be a corporate trainer. They call it adult
Mhm.
learning theory. We typically, as adults, learn better by doing,
Doing.
not
Yeah.
by listening.
Mhm.
Repetition.
And I know
Correct.
that's me.
Yeah.
That's me
Bodily
too.
kinesthetic. I'm a bodily kinesthetic learner. I have to do
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
Seeing it is not enough. Hearing it is not enough. I gotta do it.
gotta do it.
Yep.
Me
I
too.
gotta do it. Yep.
I'm the
Hmm.
same way.
Once
I'm the
I'm
same
doing
way.
it, I'm like, okay, I can do it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just
And
Once
do
just
it.
feel like I gotta do it.
yeah.
Screw
Once I
up.
take
Screw it
it's done.
up.
That's
You
it.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Make it.
Got to
It's
screw
not
it
gonna be
up.
perfect. It's not gonna be
Nope.
Hmm.
perfect. Just don't worry about it. Just do it. And
Yes.
Absolutely.
don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about just do it. And that's how you're
Because we're
gonna
gonna
get
say
good. And
something.
then you're gonna start walking a little taller. You're just gonna have a
Posture.
certain swag about
Yeah.
your content and
Yeah.
and a certain confidence. You're going to
Yeah.
walk a certain way,
Yeah.
but the only way you can get to that point is by doing it. I didn't have it. I had it a little bit because I was used to talking to a classroom of people, but
Hmm.
not on camera. So I remember I kicked the camera all shook and everything, and all that stuff. And
Oh
so it
man.
Yeah.
wasn't a perfect thing. And
Oh
then of course
man.
I kind of learned what I could do and better, and I learned more, and then I learned more, and you'll do the same thing. So just make videos, guys.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much where it all starts, is right there.
Yes. Like we
Yeah.
say, guys, it's not about us teaching you something. It's about you doing what we're teaching you. Because you can
Exactly.
Hmm.
watch all these videos
Implementation.
and not do none of this, and you defeating the purpose. The purpose
Yeah,
of us doing these trainings is for you to go out there and to do these things so that you
right,
can become successful. Online success made
Very
simple.
simple.
Not easy, right? Like we tell
right.
you, we never said it was easy, but it is simple. You follow
Yep,
the simple steps consistently, right?
yep,
Hmm.
And you
Absolutely.
maintain your discipline.
yep.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. You got to make up your mind. You got to be get mad and just make a decision and do it.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, that's it. That's the only way you're gonna
Mhm.
make it. That's
That's it.
it.
Well, it doesn't look like we have any questions, guys.
Not right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Stephen, for gracing us with your present, bringing the goods, inspiration, your motivation, your tips, everything. I know I'm
Yeah.
motivated to get out there and do more videos. It's not that I'm not doing videos, but I know I need to
Yeah.
do more, and you're right, that light bulb,
Wow.
like, hey, this is what I need to do. Why did I stop?
Right.
Just
And
keep
that's the
going.
question.
And then
Right.
the more you do it, you'll start thinking about, okay, you know what? I didn't talk about this aspect of the business. And if you break it
Right.
down in small little chunks, next thing
Right.
you know, you got 10 videos.
Yep.
Booyah.
That's right.
Yeah. You
Don't
know,
That's
think
right.
about it.
so just
Just
think
do
about
it.
the beginning, the end, and like you said, start talking, sharing your story. Why did you join the
Yeah.
opportunity in the first place? You could start
Yeah.
there, you
Yep.
know,
Absolutely.
and just move from there and just have like almost like a series. If you
Mm-hmm.
could think of it in the form of a series or a lesson plan,
Yeah.
if you're a
Right.
teacher, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. And I'm saying
Yep.
this for myself because it's like, you know what? Just
That's right.
videos.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And that's what it
You know,
is
You
half the
got
time.
it.
see what you're doing, Steven? You still doing it.
You got it.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. Well,
So
thank you
guys,
so
this is
much, everyone. You are
yes.
getting lovely comments. Thank you. Everyone is saying thank you. They're saying that your information was awesome. Great tips.
Hmm.
So yes, you brought it, and we're just so happy to have you.
Thank you,
So thank
guys.
you. So guys, we're going to go now, and this training, or no, this interview
Interview.
is a wrap. All right, guys. See you next week.
Thanks,